Hey, so I just had a patient come in who was punched in the mouth, and I want to tell you how that played out because I don't want that happening to you. And there's at least 3 good points from this encounter that I want you to know because it's going to enhance your safety. So let me tell you how this played out. So she was up in Portland, Oregon on vacation with a friend. They just got through eating at a cafe, and then they decided they wanted to go to a bookstore. They had already exited the restaurant, and she was checking on her phone like, where is this bookstore? And she sees in the background somebody walking straight towards her. And he's got that kind of janky meth movement to him. If you're in a big city, you know what I mean. People who take meth, they have this very distinctive way that they move. It's kind of irregular and very abrupt. You know, it's kind of like the meth dance, right? And he comes up to her and he starts yelling a bunch of really obscene comments at her. And I don't know why she did this. She doesn't know why she did this, but she went like, boo, like that to try to, I don't know what, scare him away. And he punched her right in the mouth. And she didn't lose consciousness, thank God. So she runs behind the other person who she's with, which is a guy, a big guy. And the guy who hit her discontinued his attack and just went back to doing his crazy meth dancing down the street. In which case they ran down to the corner into a store and called 911. And Portland police did pick him up right away. And he had a bunch of priors, and they were actually trying to talk her out of filing a police report. But she said, no way, screw that. I'm filing a police report. He punched me in the mouth. I've got a witness, and this guy has a bunch of prior arrests. So now she's going to have to go back up to Portland when it comes up to the court date. And that's okay. She's willing to do that. So let's dissect this a little bit and see what happened. So first of all, never do something like this, right? I just want you to know, if you're going to do an aggressive act, you need to commit to that violence 100%. If you're going to go down that road, okay, make that decision. Choose your strike. It's going to be the eyes, the throat, something like that. Something really targeted, really focused, and then 100% of your energy into that. You've got to commit to the violence if you're going to go down that road. Second thing I want you to know, if you're in a situation like this, put your hands up like this. This is a beautiful move. Stay back, stay back. I don't know you, right? Because this is at once a defensive move. He wouldn't have been able to hit her face. And second of all, it's an offensive move because if you do have to strike, your hands are already here. Bam, right? It's not like you're trying to bring your hands up from your sides to throw a punch. All that takes time, right? But your hands are right here. It's a much better position for you all the way around. Also, people who throw a punch, an untrained person, this is the punch they're going to throw. They're going to throw a big right overhand, known as a haymaker, because most people are right-handed. If they're left-handed, that percentage of the population, it'll come from the left as an overhand. Those are much easier to block than somebody who's trained. They're most likely going to throw a straight jab, and that's really hard to defend against if you haven't trained. The other thing I want you to know about this, I was like, wow, you're with the guy? What did he do? He froze. So she said this guy has never been in a fight in his life, even though he's a big guy. So it tells me, you know, I'm not judging him. He was very inexperienced around violence. It's not something that he's dealt with before. Like me, I grew up in a violent house, right? I can smell violence in the air. I know when it's coming, right? And I have, my reaction to it is just to be completely deadpan. I don't have any adrenaline burst anymore about that, especially so many years of fighting in the ring. But somebody like him, he went through a sympathetic nervous reaction. Fight, flight, freeze. Those are the 3 options. He froze. He didn't know. This is a completely novel situation for him. He didn't know what to do. He just froze there. So don't count on somebody else being able to help you because you don't know how they're going to respond to violence, right? All you can know is how you're going to respond to it. She actually really kept her cool and walked down. It really surprised me with this person because she is the most level-headed, even person that you'd ever want to meet, almost to the point of being flat of affect. So she's not somebody who would have enticed somebody to come across the street, but the guy's out of his mind, right? We see them all the time, especially on the West Coast. You know, they have mental health issues, they have substance abuse issues, and they're just completely out of their mind. Okay, dealt with this type of character many times myself. So that's your tips for today. I hope that helps. If nothing else, remember this and commit to the violence if you're going to go down that road and you don't have any other options. All right, I'll see you soon.